There are people out there who have never taken a single gardening class, never read a plant care book, and never watched a tutorial in their life. And every single plant in their home is thriving. And then there are people who genuinely care, who water their plants, talk to them, move them around the house trying to find the perfect spot, and still can't keep them alive. The difference isn't luck, and it isn't a green thumb. It's 5 things, 5 basics that every thriving plant owner understands, usually without even realizing it. By the end of this video, you'll understand them too, and we're going to start with the one that causes more plant deaths than anything else. Basic 1. Water, but not the way you think. Most people water their plants on a schedule. Every Sunday, every 3 days, same amount, same time, every week. That's the problem. Plants don't care what day it is, they care about their soil. And the number 1 rule of watering, the one rule that applies to almost every houseplant you'll ever own, is this. Check the soil before you water, not the leaves, not the pot, the soil. Stick your finger 2 inches into the soil. If it's still damp, don't water. If it's dry, water thoroughly until it drains from the bottom of the pot. That's it. That single habit will save more plants than anything else on this list. Overwatering kills more houseplants than underwatering, neglect, or bad light combined. And overwatering doesn't mean too much water at once. It means watering too often. The soil never fully dries out. The roots sit in moisture. They rot. And by the time you see yellow leaves, the damage is already done. Check before you water, every single time. Basic 2. Light. The most misunderstood word in plant care. When a plant label says it needs bright, indirect light, most people put it directly on a south-facing windowsill in full sun. That's not indirect light, that's direct light. And for most tropical houseplants, direct harsh sunlight burns the leaves. Indirect light means the plant can see the sky, but the sun isn't shining directly onto the leaves. A few feet back from a bright window, a spot that gets good natural light, but no direct sun rays hitting the plant itself. Low light doesn't mean no light. It means away from windows, in a dimmer part of the room. And truly low light plants, like snake plants and ZZ plants, will survive there. But almost no houseplant thrives in complete darkness. If you're not sure how much light a spot gets, sit in that spot for an hour during the day. If you need to turn a light on to read comfortably, it's probably too dark for most plants. Basic 3. Soil and drainage. This one is quick, but it matters more than people think. Houseplants need potting mix, not garden soil. Garden soil is too dense. It compacts in pots, blocks drainage, and suffocates roots. Potting mix is lighter, airier, and designed to hold just enough moisture without becoming waterlogged. And your pot needs a drainage hole. Full stop. No drainage hole means water sits at the bottom of the pot with nowhere to go. The roots sit in it. They rot. If you love a pot without a drainage hole, use it as a decorative outer pot. Put your plant in a plastic nursery pot with drainage holes inside it. Best of both worlds. Basic 4. Feeding your plant. Here's something most beginner plant owners don't know. Potting mix starts with nutrients, but after a few months those nutrients run out, and a plant that can't access nutrients slowly stops growing, loses colour, and starts to decline. The fix is simple. A balanced liquid fertiliser applied once a month during the growing season, spring through summer. That's it. One small step that most people skip entirely. Don't fertilise in autumn or winter. The plant isn't actively growing and it can't use it. And never fertilise a stressed or newly repotted plant. Give it 4 weeks to settle first. Basic 5. Pay attention. This is the one nobody talks about, and it's the most important. The plant owners who never lose a plant aren't lucky. They're observant. They notice when a leaf looks slightly different. They catch problems early, before yellow leaves become a dropped plant, before root rot becomes an unsavable situation. Once a week. 30 seconds. Look at your plant. Are the leaves the same colour as last week? Is the soil drying out faster or slower than normal? Is there any new growth? Any pests on the undersides of leaves? You don't need to be an expert to notice something has changed. You just need to look. That new leaf you notice because you were paying attention. That's the sign your plant is happy. That's what you're aiming for. So, 5 basics. That's all it takes. Check the soil before you water. Give it the right light, bright and indirect for most plants. Use potting mix in a pot with drainage. Feed it once a month in spring and summer. And look at it. Every week, 30 seconds. That's the difference between the person whose plants die and the person whose home looks like a jungle. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's just 5 habits done consistently. If you want to go deeper, there are videos on this channel covering each of these basics in detail. Why leaves turn yellow, how to repot properly, how to spot root rot before it's too late. Worth a look when you're ready. Your plants are rooting for you.